Picture two words you hear all the time: ideal and abnormal. Now imagine you're sitting in a doctor's office and he looks at your test results and says, "Everything here is ideal." You'd probably exhale, relax a little, feel like your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to. But what if he said, "There's something abnormal here"? Suddenly that's a problem. Something's broken, something's off. The word alone makes your brain go to a bad place. And that association, abnormal equals malfunction, is something we carry everywhere. But what if that's not always true?
Let's take sports as a test case. Because sport, by definition, is about pushing the human body to its limits. If there's a flaw, it'll show up here faster than anywhere else. Look at the world's strongest man competition. The men who win it don't look like athletes in the conventional sense. They have barreled chests, arms that seem too thick for their height, proportions that look almost wrong when they're just standing in a supermarket. In everyday life, they knock things over. Chairs creak, door frames feel personal. But the moment they step onto that field and wrap their hands around a truck, that same body that seemed excessive, that seemed like too much, becomes the only body in the room that can do what needs to be done. So sport can flip the script. The abnormal can outperform the ideal. But I want to go further. I want to talk about someone who takes this idea to a completely different level. What do you think of when you hear the name Messi? Talented, sure. Great, obviously. But scientists in 2016 asked a strange question. They published a paper with the title, "Can Messi's Brain Slow Down Time?" Researchers Sajid Jaffrey and Samuel Smith had been watching Messi do something strange. Every time he dribbled past defenders, there was a pattern. The same moves, the same angles, the same outcome. And the defenders knew the pattern was coming. They could see it. They just couldn't stop it. That's the strange part. If you know what someone's about to do, you should be able to stop them. So why couldn't they?
Here's a quick biology lesson. When your brain decides to move, it sends an electrical signal. That signal travels down your spinal cord, through your nerves, and eventually reaches your muscle. Then, and only then, does the muscle actually move. Now here's the theory. What if some people's signals travel faster than others? What if Messi's brain sends those signals and they arrive at his muscles in less time than a normal person's would? That would mean he can complete a movement, say 5 dribbling steps, in less time than a defender takes to complete the same 5 steps. The defender isn't slow. Messi just operates on a slightly different clock. In 2013, a different theory emerged. Some researchers suggested Messi might be on the autism spectrum. Specifically, they pointed to Asperger syndrome. Now, before anything else, this is not a confirmed diagnosis. But here's what's interesting. 2 traits associated with Asperger's are actually consistent with what Messi does on a pitch. First, faster processing of visual and auditory information. The brain translates what it sees and hears more quickly, which means the gap between perceiving something and reacting to it shrinks. Decision-making speeds up. Second, mastery of repetitive patterns. The same sequence, executed with extreme precision, repeated hundreds of times with almost no variation. Think about that for a second. Messi doesn't improvise the way some players do. Ronaldinho dances. Zidane improvises. Messi just runs the same move every time, and it works every time. We all know what Messi is going to do. Messi knows we know, and he does it anyway. An Argentinian football journalist once wrote a piece that I think captures something real. He wrote about his dog. His dog, when it sees the yellow kitchen sponge, loses its mind completely. You go right with the sponge, the dog goes right. You go left, the dog goes left. Nothing else in the universe exists. In fact, once, thieves broke into his house. The dog did not move because the thieves were not the yellow sponge. He said that's Messi on a football pitch.
Messi doesn't see the crowd. He doesn't see the other players. He doesn't see the spectacle around him. He sees the ball. That's it. Everything else is background noise. He titled the piece, "Messi, the Dog Man." It's funny, and then if you sit with it, it's actually kind of profound. Michael Phelps, 28 Olympic medals, 23 of them gold. Before him, the record was 18 total medals. He didn't break the record. He made the previous record look like a consolation prize. Here's what's going on underneath the suit. The human body, on average, has a wingspan roughly equal to its height. Arms spread wide equals height. It's one of those pleasing symmetries that makes biology feel tidy. Phelps is 6'4". His wingspan is 6'7". His arms are longer than his body should allow. When he pulls through the water, he moves more water with each stroke than a proportionally normal swimmer would. His feet? He wears a size 14. A man his height should wear a size 12. His feet function like fins. In the medical world, this body type has a name, Marfanoid features. It resembles the skeletal structure of people with Marfan syndrome, though Phelps doesn't have the condition. He just has the frame.
So here's where we land. The strongest men in the world have bodies that seem built wrong for everyday life. The most decorated Olympian has the wrong proportions for his height. And the most watched footballer in history processes the game differently from every single person trying to stop him. None of them are ideal, by the textbook definition. All of them are abnormal. And all of them are, in their specific arenas, untouchable. Which brings up a question worth sitting with. Is sport actually a fair competition? The premise is that everyone trains hard, shows up, and the best performance wins. But what if some bodies, before a single training session, before any effort at all, are simply built differently? Is that competition, or is it just a very elaborate audition for whoever happened to be born with the right anomaly? There's no clean answer, but it does change how you think about the word abnormal.